Alright, so this is just a little something that didn't get to see earlier. We got the shocks in. While I was uploading one of these videos, I was also able to get the new sway bar in with the new Moog end links. It was literally 2 bolts and an end link, real simple. I'm keeping it on the softest setting. Let the tail go out a little happy. And then four bolts total for the actual bolt up, using the same hardware. You can see the grease dripping a bit, greased it out of its gourd. So that's all set up. And the rear end is pretty much good to go except for the muffler. So yeah, rear end's good to go. Got the sway bar and the new end links. Still got to do the front suspension and the exhaust. As far as the exhaust goes, the header is kind of the piece de resistance of this project, where we're going to have to undo the engine mounts here. 1, 2, 3 bolts on both sides. I'll probably just undo the top bolt. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I just undo the top one, I run a risk of kinking something. Maybe I'll do all 3 just in case. The other thing to mention is the AIR pump. Super rusted bolts. That's part of this header. You got 6 total bolts. You got 1 here. You got 1 below. You got 1 way back yonder. And you got 1 up front. So you got 6 total. The middle and the front one are pretty easy to get through the wheel well. The middle and the back one are pretty easy to get through the bottom of the car, as well as the front bottom one. Let me see if I can orient this and try to crawl under there. So we got wheel well. I'm gonna looking towards the nose. I'm gonna crawl under, hopefully not blocking the camera. Here's the exhaust with the heat shield. Here's my mid pipe that I put on a while ago, the trans. When you start coming forward of this support beam, and right above the oil pan, you can see one there. You might be able to see one back there. It's pretty hard to see. And you also got one in the front, which for me, I got in front of the jack stand from the bottom, just above the front motor mount bracket that you can see right next to my drain plug. So that's the motor mount bracket. And it's right above that. You can get that from the ground. The hard to get one is the rear on top, which you could probably use some big ass angled wrench to get all the way in the back there through the wheel well. I really don't want to do that, because if I strip this bolt, I'm pretty screwed on the engine. So what I'm thinking about doing is, because I've got a sew and adapter kit and I've got some space coming in from the top, and I'm gonna have to remove this AIR pump and everything anyways. I think I'm gonna remove this, leave this on for now because the bolts are rusted. I might end up sawing this off, to be perfectly honest, if I get all the exhaust manifold bolts off, because I think I could get some room to reach it from the top end. So if you look at the AIR tube, it goes down. You know, it's going down, you see it going there. It's right behind that AIR pump, and we got some flexible port injectors, vacuum lines. This is a hard line for what I believe to be the brake cable, and I might reach it from the top end in between here with a long wrench, once I get, of course, this out of the way to get some turn on it. So I'm gonna start by just removing the strut brace, a couple bolts each side, getting that out of there, removing the ARR pump, the tube, maybe not this segment quite yet, depending. It may not be totally in my way because it's pretty much in line with the intake, so my wrench would be coming out here. But getting this behemoth out and getting the barrel receptors and the pump off, getting this big thing out, getting the sway bar rack out will be good for seeing if I could get that final bolt on the header from the top. I really want to do that because that's kind of the hardest part of the job. That's where I wanted to start with, and it was just, I wasn't having it because I wanted to have a fun start to this project, and I really wouldn't get any room with removing these shocks first. I'll get a lot more room for doing the sway bar up front with these bad boys gone. For swinging this whole end, I'll probably have to do a little bit more work there, and I may just end up taking the bumper off because I got a couple running lights out as far as parking lights on the headlight. And the only good way to take the headlight out, get to the bulbs, is taking the whole damn bumper off. So I'm really not gonna go into this whole video because I can't get a good camera angle on the actual hood without it just being a really crummy profile view where you're not gonna see a damn thing. I've tried that before on some of my other videos when I broke everything down, took the airbox, the throttle body, all the vacuums, the oil catch, drain, and the oil injectors out in the intake manifold. I've done that on a video where it was just kind of sitting on my shelf from here, and you really couldn't see much of anything. It was just pretty boring. So for friends and family, you know, you could kind of see me going through that struggle, which was probably 10 times harder on time-lapse than what this will actually be, I hope. So I'm going to take this out. There's other videos. Driven by Madness does a good one with the air pump delete. He's got a lot of good Rx8 videos if you're looking for doing stuff to your car. Like I said, this isn't really much of a tutorial. This is more just for family, friends, and personal record of what I'm doing here with this project. So I'll show you the end result and cross my fingers that that sixth and final bolt does not get screwed, because if that goes wrong somehow, that's attached to the aluminum block, and not going to have a good time if that's the case. If it does come loose, the other 5 seem to have come loose without any breaker bar or anything, just a little bit of brute force with the 3/8. Should be good. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Do a little work. It's a Tuesday night, 7:30. It's beautiful out. You know, beautiful Kentucky. Getting some nice weather. 2018 in April. I think Snowmageddon in this ridiculous cold snap is hopefully over. Yeah, so have at it. Awesome, guys. You have a good one.